Good day to all of you, and God bless you too. My name is Dr. Alex British Chinedu Ekwesi Tasie nda gbara ọhịa gbakwata nkari gbakwata ama. I am a native of Ishoko Ancient Kingdom in Ikwerre land, River State of Nigeria, West Africa. I am a writer, a musician, a filmmaker, a football coach, a historian, and also a multi-dimensional thinker. I am an Ikwerre historian who is vastly and sufficiently informed about the background history of Ikwerre people. I am an Ikwerre image maker, and I am popularly called Professor of Native Intelligence, the original professor that God made a professor, not a classroom professor. And make out dearly. What I have here to talk about is a question that people often ask Ikwerre people. A question that people always bother to ask Ikwerre people. Some people have approached me to ask me this question. And the question is, can Ikwerre people do business and succeed in it? Can Ikwerre people do business and succeed in it? So many people are curious to find answers to this question. Ikwerre land is generally a blessed land, and the people of Ikwerre land are blessed people and very intrepid in character. They are hard-working people. Business, as we commonly understand it, in the way I want to talk about it here, means buying and selling, means trading of goods and services. Business may have other definitions, that the one that I want to lay emphasis on is the one that concerns buying and selling. Can Ikwerre people do business, carry out business activities, and succeed in them? Well, there is a direct answer to this all-important question. Some of Ikwerre's neighbors are very interested to know whether Ikwerre people can do business, and if they can do business, whether they can succeed in the businesses that they do. And so some of them have aggregated some of Ikwerre people as no good people in business. They have written them off as business-minded people. Well, as I have said, Ikwerre people are hard-working people. And one of the ways that they have used to accrue success and wealth is business. From the time immemorial to this day, Ikwerre people have been carrying out business activities. They do business, and they have been doing business. And they have also been succeeding in the businesses that they do. During the era of the traditional transnational business, of which a host of Nigerian societies engaged in the long distant past, Ikwerre people were not an exception. They were also business people at that time. During the infamous slave trade era, some prominent Ikwerre chiefs traded on human cargo, on human beings, on human cargo or human cargoes. Anyone want to take? They bought human beings in the market as common goods and resold to the Kalabari Ijaw people, who are their neighbors. Ikwerre people never had direct business dealings with the Europeans, but had business relations with the Kalabari Okrika Ijaw at that time. Some of the prominent chiefs in Ikwerre land bought slaves from the Igbo merchants quartered in their backyards. In fact, some had mini markets like that of the late prominent chief in Ikwerre land called the late Chief Wehuje Wezo from Alimini Ishopo, who had a mini slave trade market at the place that we have the Ahia Alimini market sited today in Ishopo. And some of the slaves that he bought, he resold in the Igwenga slave trade market around what we call today Eta Ewai, later renamed Ekot Abasi. Amekao dearly. A guru is teaching history. What I teach is not what is common. You hardly find what I teach elsewhere. They are not in any history book. These things come as a result of painstaking research work. I met hundreds of Ikwerre people, prominent and lowly class people, to tell me about Ikwerre land and Ikwerre people. And so, over the years, I have garnered a lot of knowledge to do history, to talk history, and make out dearly. So Ikwerre people at that time, from various Ikwerre communities, had business dealings with the Kalabari Okrika Ijo. In fact, during that era, the people of Kalabari, the people of Okrika Ijo, are the people that Ikwerre people had business dealings with. Ikwerre people never traded with the Igbo. They only bought things from them. They never exchanged anything with them. They bought things from them. They never exchanged anything with them. But with the Kalabari and the Okrika Ijo people, Ikwerre people bought things from them, and they also bought things in exchange from Ikwerre people. And so, during the transnational business era of that time, so many Ikwerre people exported, their traditional wares, goods like tubers of yam, cassava, maize, bush animals, to the Kalabari Okrika Ijo, because those people do not have the kind of parcels of land that Ikwerre people have. And they brought into Ikwerre land as a way of their own exports, fish and salt. So Ikwerre people have been doing business from time immemorial. Whether during the time of the slave trade era that is infamous, ungodly year, or the time of the traditional transnational business with the Kalabari Okrika Ijo people, Ikwerre people did business, and they succeeded in it. When the white people came and settled in Ikwerre land, whether in the Ikwerre North area or Ikwerre South area, timber business became very lucrative. And so, some prominent Ikwerre people were involved in timber business, wood business. They sawed down trees, brought out planks of different sizes, and sold to the Europeans. An example was one prominent chief in Ikwerre land, in the person of the late Chief Marcus Oluwomeke Tasie Amade from Nkrahia Ishopo, the direct father of Sir Professor Godwin O.M. Tasie, the first Ikwerre person to marry the daughter of a sitting governor in southern Nigeria, and also the first Ikwerre person to become an academic professor, among other premier records. And make out dearly. The late Chief Marcus Tasie became wealthy because he did business in the timber area. He was a partner with M&K, company owned by the Europeans in the 1920s, 1930s. And of course, with the proceeds generated from that business, he built his first house in the year of 1911, and the second, a bigger one, in the year of 1924. And so he did business and he succeeded. So many other Ikwerre chiefs, like Nwona Chioma from Omudioga, Oji Igwenyi from Omagwa, Ichemwoha from Omagwa, Ipoka Elendo from Omagwa, Moses Amaramedi came from Omarelu, Warhol from Iguta, and so many of them built story houses made of bone bricks and European zinc in the early 1920s, 1930s, with the process generated from business. And so, Ikwerre people ultimately are business people, and they succeed in the businesses that they engage in and make out dearly. In our modern world, so many Ikwerre people are into business and they are doing well. Some are old, but they did business in the past and they did wonderfully well. An example is a big man from Ropoko community called Sir Nchelem with his company Nchelem Nigeria Limited, Nchelem Resources. He was into buying and selling of allied goods and non-allied goods. He became famous. He became very wealthy. The late Chief Ndabros of Rebisi was a very powerful businessman, became very rich, became also very famous in Rivers State. Amadi Electricals from Mpolu, Rebisi area, was also very successful in business. In fact, during his time, his electrical poles were the strongest in Rivers State. He was very successful. Chief Amadi of Rumolumeni, a very wonderful business person, very rich and very successful. People like the late Chief Maxwell Tasse Amadi with the company Maxwell Resources did very, very well. He became very rich, became very famous. A person like the late Chief Sam Mbata from Eneka was also very successful in business. Some that had construction companies as business, like the big man from Iguta community, the late His Royal Highness is a BW Olocha, the late big man from Ishobo, Sir Chief Samuel Obodoho Amadi, the late big man from Rumeme Kingdom, His Royal Majesty is a Omunakwe Nsirim Apit one of Rumeme Kingdom, and so many others did well as people in that business aspect. The people in the oil sector or oil servicing sector did also very, very well. Like a person very, very prominent in Rivers State and in Nigeria from Omuama community in Ikwerre land. Chief, very, 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 very prominent. Very, very, very prominent. Chief Ken was a very prominent oil person. Chief Ken C. Wall. Kenneth C. Wall. Very, very, very prominent. Very rich, very successful with his company, Oil and Industrial Services, OIS, which was bettered by a parent company called Kenquip Nigeria Limited and make out dearly. Some people in the past sold cars as business. They had car sales outfits like the late Chief Samuel Obodowo Amadi from Ishobo. And the late Chief Nyoma Sila from Omuama. They did very well and were successful in that kind of business. So many Ikwerre people are good business people. I want to give you an example of a very prosperous Ikwerre business person who today has emerged a big name in Ishobo and in Ikwerre land. And he is Sir Chief Godwin Madume. His company is into construction of oil tankers, leasing of oil tankers. Chief Mekao Diali. He is very, very successful in that kind of business. In fact, I call him the Sobas of Ikwerre land. He is doing well. Are Ikwerre people doing well in business? Yes, that is the answer. As they are doing well in academics or in the academics, they are also doing very, very well, wonderfully well in the area of buying and selling. In fact, before the war, I want to give you a history that you have never heard before. Yes. This will be your first time to hear it. Before the war, so many Ikwerre people did not go into business. Why? They saw buying and selling as something for lazy people. They saw buying and selling as something for lazy people. They looked at it that somebody will go to the market, buy something, store in his or her shop, and relax to sell without exerting any energy. And they didn't like that. In fact, the traditional Ikwerre society never recognized those people as strong people in the land. So they never keyed into that. They looked down on that as something for the lazy people. They saw those that went to hunt, those that farmed as strong people, those that fished as strong people, and they never saw those that stayed in the shops as strong people in the society, and they disliked it. That was one of the reasons why they did not go into business at that time. Even till today in Ikwerre land, so many Ikwerre people see traders as lazy people. They see them as people who while away their time doing nothing. They believe that making of money through that way is a lazy route to success. And make out dearly. Let me take this time to greet my father and uncle and the head of my family, Sir Professor G.O.M. Tassier, MFR. Sir Mekao dearly, sir. Let me also greet my senior brother from Azumini village in Ishobo community, Eze Kingsley Chukwunyere Ogundi, Oyo the fifth, Eze Mekao dearly. Let me greet my paramount ruler from Woji community, the son of one of my good friends, although late, His Royal Majesty Eze Leslie Nyebuchi Eke, Eze Mekao dearly. Let me also use this opportunity to greet my very good friend, Honorable Apostle Obinna Ekem, alias Aju Eju Ebudike, one of Igruta, Ajumekao dearly, and so many of you, like Dr. Ade Wale from Alo community, who is the state chapter chairman of Association of Nigerian Authors. Anna, Dr. Meka there, and so many good fellows are there. And Meka there. Traditionally, Ikwerre people never saw anything good in buying and selling. And they believed it was, a practice. It was an activity for those that are lazy in the community, in the land. Those who farmed, those who hunted, who wrestled, who did other traditional activities, carried out other traditional occupations at that time were seen as stronger than those who just stayed in the shops waiting for customers to come. So they looked at it that way. And that was why they were not initially engaged in business like the Igbo people. It is not that Ikwerre people do not have the money to go into business. No. How much do people from Ebonyi states and Anambra, some of them go to China with 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. So many Ikwerre people have triple of that, double of that, more than that. But because of this mindset that business is for those who are lazy, they don't go into it. But today, things are changing. My brother from Omagwa community is changing the face of business in Ikwerre, in the area of buying and selling. Is into building materials. When them Adiele and Sons, Nigeria Limited, Mekao dearly. One other young man from Iba, I think Chijoke, who is also in the business of buying and selling, especially in the area of building material too, who is a strong business person in Omagwa community, from Iba community, originally. When in Chijoke, Mekao dearly. So many Ikwerre people are into business and they are doing wonderfully well. Some of them have schools, some of them have hotels, All these things are businesses. Some are now into real estate. Some are into different kinds of business, bread business and all that. And they are actually growing and doing more and more in Ikwerre land. Merci. Chineke Goziano. Ameka, thank you for spending time, spending money in the form of data to watch my episodes, my program. May God continue to bless all of you. In the name of His Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Amen.